All right, hello. Today is Thursday, July 13th, and we're going to dive right in, see what Master Sun Tzu has for us on maneuvering in the 13th. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. I like that one. Pretty straightforward. If you're going to take on a challenge, make sure that you're aware of the territory and what you're getting yourself into. And let's see how we can tie that into July 13th for Daily Stoic, entitled A Leader Leads. One person, on doing well by others, immediately accounts the expected favor in return. Another is not so quick, but still considers the person a debtor and knows the favor. A third kind of person acts if not conscious of the deed, rather like a vine producing a cluster of grapes without making further demands, like a horse after its race, or a dog after its walk, or a bee after making its honey. Such a person, having done a good deed, won't go shouting from rooftops, but simply moves on to the next deed, just like the vine produces another bunch of grapes in the right season. Marcus Aurelius Meditations 5.6. Mr. Holliday's reflection on the matter. Let's see. Have you ever heard someone else repeat one of your ideas as though it were their own? Did you ever notice a younger sibling or relative mimic your behavior? Perhaps the way you dress, the music you listen to, maybe you moved to a new neighborhood and a bunch of hipsters followed. When we are young and inexperienced, we can react negatively to these situations. Stop copying me. I was here first. As we mature, we start to see them in a different light. We understand that stepping up and helping is a service that leaders provide to the world. It's our duty to do this, in big situations and small ones. If we expect to be leaders, we must see that thankless service comes with the job. We must do what leaders do because it's what leaders do, not for the credit, not for the thanks, not for the recognition. It's our duty. I like that. That's a very strong passage that reminds us that for the Daily Stoic, July is about duty, duty to self, duty to others. I think Marcus's reflection: such a person having done a good deed won't go shouting from the rooftops, but simply moves on to the next one. I think that that's sort of how you have to live your life with a lot of things. Things are just going to come and go, and if you stop to smell the roses, but they're not good roses and they're kind of bad smelling or rotten or something, but you smell them anyway. And that's kind of like what's going on here is like, you're not going to worry about somebody copying you because you know that there's better things out there and that these ideas come and go. And you're on a mission and you have your duty. And especially as a leader, since this one does talk about leading and a leader leads. So oftentimes that's about humility as well. So even if it was your idea, letting someone else take the credit could be huge for them. So at the end of the day, what matters is everything going the right way for everyone. So to try to tie that into the art of war, let's see what I can come up with. Unless you know the mountains and forests, the defiles and impasses, and the lay of the marshes and swamps, you cannot maneuver with an armed force. It's going to go into tomorrow's. Unless you use local guides, you cannot get the advantages of the land. Or maybe that's just a different translation. Lee Kwan says, when you go into enemy territory, you need local people to guide you along the most convenient routes, lest you be hemmed into the mountains and rivers, get bogged down on swampy ground, or lack access to springs and wells. This is what I Ching means when it says, chasing deer without a guide only takes you into the bush. Jing Yu, only when you know every detail of the lay of the land can you maneuver and contend. Powerful, short, sweet, to the point. I like it. Jing Yu's I always like his. Because remember back when we did 4, 5, and 6 on my other series, yeah, he's big on the sun and the moon. Well, Mei Yao Chen, local guides can be captured or recruited, but it is best to have developed professional scouts who need to be people of the specific area. Okay, so that one is a really good one because I like develop professional scouts, kind of like the duty to yourself of being professional as you guide, as a leader through the mountains and impasses of business in so many words. So I think that we're having a little bit of a divergence in the ability to tie some of these together, but I think the lessons remain the same. I mean, even on their own, both of those are super powerful. So we'll see you on the next one and keep standing tall.